Hey guys, welcome back to Spins Outdoors. So, I wanted to make a video over how to get permission on a private piece of ground. For you people that are just now getting into deer hunting, if you're watching my channel or whatever, you can always go the public land route, but there's some downsides to that. One is I feel like public land deer get pressured a lot more because that's where normal people go. Most people go is to public grazing ground. Second, you can't do as much there. You can't trim trees. You can't do the stuff like that, especially where I'm from. You can't do that. I don't know about your state or whatever, but there's just rules and regulations that you can't do stuff that's not as good. So, I want to share some tips on how I get permission on private ground. I got multiple landowners that give me permission every year. The first way is pretty obvious. You can either call them or you can go to their house, knock on the door and ask the person. Knocking on the door is probably one of the best ways to get permission. It's because, first of all, it's a lot harder for them to say no in person. If you go up there and you're respectful and polite and just act professional about it and go up there and talk to them, more than likely they're going to give you permission. Second way is to call them. They sell this thing at your local, for us it's our local courthouse. They sell a plat book. We have plat books because we log, like I said before. We have plat books. It tells us everybody who they own what and how much ground they own and what their number is and all that. So I call them and tell them, hey, I live so-and-so. I seen you had a piece of ground out here. I just want to know if I could possibly deer hunt that. There's a plane going over. Watch this. He's low. Anyways, I tell them where I live, who I am. I say my first and my last name. I let them know, like, hey, I'm just interested in deer hunting this piece of ground right here. If you don't want to go to the courthouse and get a plat book, switching topics. You don't want to go to the courthouse and get a plat book. I'm sure everybody's familiar with it. If you're not, it's called onX Hunt. It's like a little plat book on your phone, basically. So I'll pull up onX Hunt right here. I got it signed out, so you guys can't see who the landowner is because you could just look it up. But I'm trying to keep it like private, but I don't know if you can see that very good. My screen's all the way up, but walk over here in the shade, maybe you can see it. But like, here's a piece of ground. It's right behind us where I'm standing right now. I'll have Haley turn and point the camera back behind us. That piece of woods all the way back there is the one I'm looking at. Now, I'm not interested in deer hunting this because I know the guy that deer hunts it. He hunts it, so there ain't no point in me asking permission. But say I was asking permission for this piece, right? I'd go, and then I'd click on it, and right here, I have mine signed out, like I said. But it would tell me everything about it. It would tell me how many acres it is, who owns it, whatnot. So from there, I'd look up, say it's me, say it's Trenton, blah, blah. I'd look up on Google Trenton, blah, blah, in the town. And more than likely, it's going to give his number and all that. And that's how I contact people. There's a lot simpler way, like I said, plat books, whatever. There's a lot simpler ways. But that's just how I do it. I've got like 4 or 5 people now this year that gave me permission to hunt the private ground just from doing my thing. I always treat it like it's a sales call. Like I'm not selling them on anything, but I am at the same time. I'm selling them on trusting me to go out there and hunt their ground. So I'll start off a conversation just as simple as can be. Like say it's Trenton. So I'll be like, hey Trenton, my name's Trenton. I just want to know if I could possibly hunt your ground. I see it's located south of where I live in blah 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 town. And I'm like, I just want to know if I could possibly deer hunt out there, or coon hunt, or coyote hunt, whatever kind of hunting you want to do. But I'll say, I just want to know if I could possibly deer hunt out there this year. And they'll be like, blah blah blah. Now I'm like, yeah, I understand. I was just wanting to know if I could maybe hunt out there a couple times this year. I mainly bow hunt. If it's shotgun hunting for you or bow hunting or both, whatever, you tell them that. But more than likely, they're going to give you more permission on if you bow hunt than gun hunt. A lot of people around here don't like gun hunters. It's dangerous, whatever. So I'll just say, I just want to bow hunt that property. If I harvest anything out there, I'll give you some of the meat from it. I tell them that every time. More than likely, if you kill a deer even out there, and you say, hey, I killed one, would you like some meat from it? They're like, no. They'll change their mind. They don't want none. But some of them do. I give some meat. You know, I give them like 30 pounds of deer meat or whatever. Keeps them happy. So that way when the next year comes, I can go up there and ask them, and then they're going to remember me from giving them that 30 pounds of deer meat. They're going to let me do it again, more than likely. Also, another thing I do is when I do get permission, every summertime, I try to anyways. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do. I try to go out to at least a gas station or something and buy them a gift card to get free gas, or like $25 in gas or whatever. I keep all my landowners happy, so that way they want me to come back. It's almost like rewarding them for letting you hunt that ground, which you should. Second thing I do is I always try to keep the ground that I get permission on better than when I left it. Even if I hunt it, bow hunt it 3 or 4 times a year, I go out there and I tell them and I talk to them about the ground, and I build a friendship with it. I have this guy located probably about 14 miles from here, and he lets me hunt 432 acres of big buck territory. I mean, like, it's the most beautiful hunting ground I've ever seen. But he lets me hunt that, and he's been letting me do that since I was a kid now. So I just kept him always happy, you know what I mean? Like, I've always been respectful and polite and try to be on his good side no matter what. So those are my tips, is treat it like it's a sales call. Do your research on the ground before you even go. Know where it's at. Know everything about it. You know what I mean? Just be familiar with him. Know the guy's first name when you call. Those are just some of the tips that are going to help you get permission on these private grounds. But like I said, it's not for everybody. I know that some people get nervous going up to people's houses and knocking. Like her little sister was like, you really go up to somebody's house and knock on the door to ask permission? I do. When you knock on the door, here's one good helpful tip too. When you knock on the door, always take a couple steps backwards. No, it don't seem like a lot. But people, sometimes if you're standing real close to the door, they get kind of intimidated. It's like if I was getting in your face, you know what I mean? So always just knock on the door and back up a couple feet, and I always stand there like this, and I'm just like, hey, my name's Trenton. I just want to know if I could possibly deer hunt your ground over there. And then I just just talk to them like they're normal. Just be normal about it. But those are some of the key things that are going to get you permission. I get permission all over. I could call somebody right now and probably get permission. It's just, you just gotta cater to them more than you're catering to yourself. Don't act like it's like you just want, don't act like you're too gung-ho about hunting their ground. Act like it's just another piece of ground, like you're doing a sales call. Those are going to get you, that's going to get you permission to hunt. Yeah, that's all I have for you today. I hope you get permission. I hope that that sums it up on my end. I got a call, so I'll let you guys go. Peace. Look at those big group of deer right there that just took up over that hill. Pretty nice buck though. This is a piece of ground I want to get permission on. Just came out here to scout it. Just a little bean field, but pretty nice buck. Then over here, I want to get permission on this side too. I can't hunt this because some guy hunts it. I want to get permission over here too. So we're rolling up. I've seen some big deer I'm trying to get up here before they run off. Haley thinks that she's seen a big buck, but she ain't positive. And looks like I don't see a buck. Yep, little 6-pointer, 2 6-pointer probably. Oh no, that's a group of bachelor bucks. Haley, look, they're all bucks. Oh. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bucks. I seen 1 6-pointer for sure. But they're all taking off in there. I need to get permission ASAP through here. I need to find out who owns that and get on X Hunt and do some phone calls. I'm driving off the road. But yeah, it's a little patch of woods, but if you could get in there quietly, you could definitely kill a nice mature buck from there pretty good. It's just in this woods right here. When I pull up here, I've been talking about it for days to Haley. It's a real open patch of woods. Like right through here, you can definitely tell that it's an open patch of woods, and it's holding a lot of nice mature trees where you could definitely hang a stand in there and just sneak off this road, park on the ditch right here, and sneak in there. So I'm gonna have to get on Alex and do some research and find who owns that and give them a call. And this field right here, I think it's just a grass field also, so it'll be pretty good. And there's corn holded up right here, so I could definitely hunt that cornfield even. That's going on the list of making phone calls right here. Little spike deer munching on clover. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but what we're looking at is a nice buck. I mean, he's massive. And what's weird about this spot is I can't hunt it, of course. I can't even ask permission. It's under a trust, and I can ask permission, but I'll get rejected pretty fast because they have a big box blind they put out every, like, right when fall starts, they put it out in this field. So there wouldn't be no point in me asking, but that is a monster buck. I mean, he was pretty big. But yeah, and there's not a lot of cover, if you can tell. Like, if you just pan around here, like, I mean, it's this wide open field, and he's just standing out there, which seems super weird to me for a big buck to do that. But I mean, he has a lot of cover right here and stuff. He can just slip into pretty easy. He can get away. But for a buck to be standing out in the middle of a bean field like that, it's a little weird, but whatever. But yeah, it's been a fun night scouting. I got some more properties that I definitely want to call and get permission on. No wait, how many bucks have we seen? I think we've seen 8 bucks tonight within 2 miles from where we hunt. So 8 bucks, 2 miles, and we've seen a handful of those. So pretty good night of scouting. I'm gonna definitely hit it up in the morning and do some more scouting. That'll probably be on another video. But yeah, 8 bucks and 2 miles, you can't complain there. Haley yells deer, and I'm flying, going about 60. Man, this iPhone sucks at recording. I don't have none of my cameras, but she's a little nice sized doe. Matt, Matt. Yeah, she ain't stopping. Oh, she did stop. Yeah, she would have got smoked. But anyways, see ya. We drove maybe not even a mile down the road, and there's no Matt. Got her to stop too. Pretty good at that. Been practicing.